Hello everyone. Let's jump straight into a PMO model that fits perfectly with today's remote and distributed workplaces. In professional terms, a virtual PMO is a PMO that operates without a centralized physical location, using digital tools, collaboration platforms, and remote coordination to support projects and teams. Now let me say that in very simple English. A virtual PMO is a PMO without walls. The team may sit in different cities or countries, but they still work together as one PMO. You've probably seen this already. Project managers working from home, reports shared online, meetings happening on video calls. That's the environment where a virtual PMO naturally lives. So the key takeaway here is this. A virtual PMO is defined by how it works, not where it sits. And once we understand that idea, the next natural question is, why do organizations choose a virtual PMO instead of a traditional one? Let's break that down together. From a professional perspective, organizations adopt a virtual PMO to reduce cost, increase flexibility, and support geographically dispersed teams. Stay with me here. In simple terms, not everyone needs to sit in the same office to manage projects well. You've probably seen companies spread across locations, time zones, or even continents. Creating a physical PMO in one place doesn't always make sense anymore. I once saw an organization close its central PMO office but keep the entire PMO function running virtually. Productivity didn't drop. It actually improved because people gained flexibility. So now that we understand why virtual PMOs exist, the next step is understanding how they actually work day to day. Now let's talk about operations. Professionally, a virtual PMO delivers governance, reporting, coordination, and support through digital platforms and standardized online processes. Let me simplify that. Everything the PMO does happens through tools instead of hallways. You've probably seen dashboards instead of wall charts, shared folders instead of filing cabinets, and online reviews instead of conference rooms. I once saw a virtual PMO run daily check-ins across 3 time zones using short online stand-ups. Issues were resolved faster than in the old office setup. So now that we understand how a virtual PMO operates, the next logical question is, does working virtually reduce authority or effectiveness? Let's explore authority. From a professional standpoint, a virtual PMO can have the same level of authority as a physical PMO depending on its mandate and leadership support. In simple words, being virtual does not mean being weak. You have probably seen remote leaders who are highly respected and influential. Authority comes from clarity, trust, and consistency, not office space. I once saw a virtual PMO enforce governance very effectively because everything was transparent and documented online. There was less confusion, not more. So now that we understand authority in a virtual PMO, the next step is understanding where this model works best and where it may struggle. Now let's talk about fit. Professionally, the virtual PMO model works best in organizations with remote teams, global operations, or strong digital collaboration maturity. Let's break this down together. This model needs discipline and good tools to succeed. You've probably seen virtual setups fail when communication is poor or expectations are unclear. A virtual PMO must be intentional about structure and engagement. I once saw a virtual PMO struggle at first because meetings were unstructured. Once they standardized rhythms and tools, everything settled quickly. So now that we understand where the virtual PMO fits best, the final step is understanding the value it delivers when done well. Let's bring everything together calmly and clearly. A virtual PMO delivers value by providing flexibility, reducing overhead, enabling global collaboration, and maintaining consistent governance without physical constraints. In simple words, it allows the PMO to work anywhere without losing control or clarity. When done well, a virtual PMO feels connected, responsive, and efficient even when people are miles apart. With this understanding in place, we can now look more confidently at how organizations choose between physical, virtual, or blended PMO structures based on their size, culture, and way of working.